Well, hello, you guys, and welcome to tonight's class. Our topic is from chaos to calm. I don't know about you guys, but just looking at the pictures on the left, I feel myself get a little anxious seeing all the piles and I don't know if you've ever been in a place where you've been cleaning out your closets or reorganizing or moving or something, and it's like, gosh, you get those areas in your home or maybe at your garage, your office, your basement, where it just constantly feels like chaos because everything is out of order. So tonight we're going to be talking about when we clear the clutter, we can clear the mind. When we have a space that is clear and organized, it is just something better for us. How do you guys feel? Like when you see something that's not organized or not put away, does it make your mind go a little bit wacky? So it's not only for our emotions and things, but it also has a very big impact on our mind. And in a lot of cases, you guys, we go around and we have so much on our mind. We're trying to, organize things and be on time and do all these different things, and yet our minds are so full that it feels overwhelming. So it's not just our physical things like looking at, our closets and our desks and things like that. It also can be the same thing that happens to our mind. So in order for us to have more calm, we need to be able to clear out some of these spaces and to literally get rid of. And maybe it's, a mindset, maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's, things that are happening at work or something. But so tonight we're going to be talking about how that chaos and how that clutter affects our mindset and how clearing spaces can change our energy that we have. It can also, we'll talk about essential oils that can help us to stay focused, energized, and emotionally grounded. Also, essential oils that can help us to release and let go of those things. So let's see. I want you guys to, we've had a couple people just join in to us, so I want you to kind of look at these photos, and I want you to think, have you ever opened up your closet or opened up your garage door or, maybe it's the door to the basement, and there's so much stuff. It's just overwhelming. And when we think of our mind too, it's like, gosh, I've been thinking about this. And so something that I experience is because I love to learn. So I get on these different trainings and these different webinars. And pretty soon, if I have, more than a couple of them in a day, by the afternoon, I'm completely overwhelmed and my mind just wants to shut down and it can't do some of the creative thinking and stuff that it needs to. So our clutter steals our energy, and it steals our time, and it steals our clarity. But when we have a clear space, amazing things can happen. We can feel lighter, we can think clearer, and we can just create room for something better. So after looking at these photos, I want you to think of, that everybody wants you to do something. You're supposed to be here. You're supposed to be there. You've got schedules. And, I look at the person on the left and I kind of get that anxiety again. So it's not only just in our surroundings, in our closets and things, but it's also in our mind. And then when I look at the person on the right, I'm just like, oh gosh, stop, take a deep breath, get grounded, and let's find out how we can create different things to get rid of that extra noise, that overwhelm that's in the brain. And like I said, too many choices create a fatigue on our ability to make decisions. Also, those messy, cluttered up places, whether it's our mind or our environment, has an effect on our cortisol levels. And a lot of times, you guys, holding on to items or things might actually weigh us down. Now, we're talking about emotional weight as well as physical weight. So how many of you guys have clothes in your closet that you haven't worn in over a year? Let you guys go ahead and put it in the chat if you guys are a yes on how many have clothes or something in your closet that you haven't worn or utilized in over a year. Now, how does it make you feel? Or does it feel like it's a little heavy? Are your clothes so shoved in your closet you don't have place for all of the things? So in just a minute, we're going to give a couple of ideas on how we can release some of those things. So this first recipe that I want to share with you guys, I'm calling Fresh Start. Now I love this picture, but there's a problem. It's like everything in the ball seems upside down. So the view that I'm seeing sometimes might not be as clear, or it might actually feel like it's a little backwards because I've got so many other things on my mind. So what I love about this diffuser blend, and when we are using essential oils, I want to remind you that diffusing is a great way to utilize your ability to affect an entire environment. So everything from the people who you're around to the energetic that is in the space can change. And so I love this one because you'll have 3 drops of wild orange. Now, wild orange is an amazing blend because it's the oil of abundance. So when we are holding on to things from the past, whether it's a memory, maybe it's an experience, have you guys ever known somebody when you've gone, okay, that guy was in my graduating class 30 years ago and he still has the same haircut. Why doesn't he change it? Why doesn't he update it? Well, maybe he's hanging on to, a memory, or maybe somebody told him that he looks so good in that haircut, or maybe there was trauma attached to getting a haircut. So that wild orange comes into this blend. And it helps us to remember that we live in abundance, that there is enough for everyone, that if we are able to share and release, it's not that we're lacking or we're losing out on something, it's that we're actually offering something to someone else. We're sharing our abundance. I might remember coaching with my business coach and her, going, gosh, if you have something, maybe it's a purse that you paid a lot of money for in your closet and you're holding on to it because number one, you paid a lot for it. Number two, it's like you may not be able to replace it. And yet you have 4 or 5 other purses that are sitting on the shelf. What a blessing it is when we're able to gift that to someone else. And maybe in some cases, you might know somebody who is a little down on their luck and would absolutely cherish that purse that you have sitting in your closet that you're just storing. So wild orange, the oil of abundance, and I love it. The next oil in there are 2 drops of lime. What I love about lime is it is known to be the zest of life oil. I open it up, and anybody who knows me knows that I use lime all over the place. I use it in my body wash. I use it in my water. I use it to diffuse. A lot of the recipes that I blend has lime in it, and that's because it not only helps your heart, and you guys, back to what are we hanging on to? Is it a memory? Is it a loss? Is it something that we've gone through? Maybe it's some kind of a trial of some kind. Well, that lime helps our heart not only cleanse and feel completely supported, but it reminds us that life is meant to be lived, and it's meant to have that zest of fun and freedom and just the vibrance. And so the last oil in this blend for a fresh start is 2 drops of spearmint. Now, anytime we're using mint in our essential oil blends, whether we're using them on our, as a perfume or making it as a diffuser, I love this one because it's a soft, more gentle mint, but it really does help inspire the other 2 citrus oils to get up and get going. So if you're ready for a fresh start, you guys, I want you to consider using this blend, put it in your diffuser first thing in the morning. Maybe it's a weekend clean out, and you'll be able to be super supported by it. Now, the next blend that we're going to talk about is the fresh space. So again, when we have things that we've been storing for years and years and years, again, I remember being on a training and the person was talking about how we're the only people in the world that has storage spaces, and we pay to store stuff that we may or may not use someday. Now, I get it, you guys. There's some people when we're moving or we're downsizing, or there's different circumstances and situations where we need to store. But how many of us are storing things just to store them And we live in such a time of abundance. So after we've had things in storage for a long time, or maybe it's, you're changing your seasonal clothes from sweaters to tank tops, and you've got Rubbermaid bins and they're bringing out the stuff. Well, gosh, you guys, this spray is amazing. So you could use it as a linen spray. You could also use it as a mist just to freshen up any space, like maybe it's the garage or the closet or the basement, where you could diffuse it, or you could make this spray bottle. So in a 4-ounce spray bottle, you'll add 10 drops of lavender, 10 drops of lemon, 10 drops of Air X, and 5 drops of Purify. Now, if you know your oils, and I hope you do, is you can probably imagine what this smells like. Super citrusy, uplifting, cleansing. And I love the smell of it. This is also a spray that you could use around your house. Like say you have guests coming over, you could spray your linens or your sheets. I love being able to spray this inside my dryer, but we are going into our closets or into our mindset. So a couple of things that if we're spraying it, like I like to make a spray, and I'll share this recipe with you in just a second, but being able to I've got a lot on my mind, I need to clear it out. So lavender is the oil for communication. So in some cases, maybe we're not able to express what we really want to say or how we want to be heard. And so lavender is known for its way to communicate. Lemon is for focus. And if you guys start projects and you never complete them, or you start a project here and then you start a project there, and your mind pretty soon it gets overwhelmed and you can't remember where you started, where you left off. So this lemon is super invigorating. It's light, it's airy, and it's fresh, and it's clean. And so it helps with taking that mindset and having a fresh energy. Now, Air X, you guys, is an essential oil that was created with all of the forest fires and different things that were going on around the world. And they wanted an essential oil blend that could be used internally as well as aromatically. So Air X is super citrusy. Again, it's one that you can take internally. So you need to clear out some of the chaos that's going on maybe in your throat or something, or your lungs are all packed up with all kinds of things. With the season changes, sometimes people feel, a little heavy over their chest area or their airways. And so Air X is really great for that purpose. And then we have Purify. So Purify energetically is there to release and let go of some of the things that might feel heavy that we've been storing. I want you to think about relationships or situations that may have happened over time, and they're just something that weighs heavy on your mind or weighs heavy on your emotions. So Purify goes in and it helps us to release that and get rid of it. So then you're going to fill that bottle up with water. I do use purified water when I'm at home making my sprays. And then also you'll want to add a pinch of Epsom salt. And the reason that we add the Epsom salt is it helps the essential oil stay blended with the water, so you could shake it and you could spray it. You guys will enjoy this blend a lot. You could also take and add 1 drop of Purify, Air X, and then 2 or 3 drops of lavender and lemon, and put it in your diffuser. Many of you guys have doTERRA's Dawn diffuser, which is a humidifier also. So if you really want to freshen up a space, you could just put that in there and let it go all day and all night and really help to clean and cleanse those areas. Okay, the next one is bubble spray. You guys, this is one of our longtime favorite essential oils. Now we're going to be talking about your mindset right now. A lot of times when I am dealing with people and just giving them ideas on how they can release and let go of, maybe it's a situation with a coworker, maybe it's office and all the chatter of a bunch of women, and you just, and the way I love to describe it is feeling like you need to take a shower and really clean and cleanse all that stuff, but it's for your mind and your emotions. So when you take 8 drops of RX, 6 drops of Purify, and then 4 drops of Revitazen, and you'll put them in the glass spray bottle, and then and I love partnering it with tourmaline. So a lot of the work that I do is a lot of different modalities. So it could be everything from aroma touch to sound frequencies, tuning forks, and of course gems and stones and crystals and things like that. It's like music. Everything has a vibration, and I believe that we get to use a lot of different things to get the outcome that we want. So that black tourmaline absorbs and collects any kind of negativity. So I am also very intentional when I'm wanting to release something, especially because what we think about comes about. So we really want to be mindful in making sure that we have that good, clear, clean energy, and that we're not taking our negativity or something that might have been that we've experienced and try to share it with others. Let's not do that. Let's just release it and let it go. So I love to take this spray and I'll spray it over my head, and you can and I close my eyes and I just imagine having that essential oil and that water coming down on me like a fine mist, and it just washes away any of that negativity that could be there. When I also use it, I try to be mindful and partner it with affirmations. So, I release all negativity and welcome peace, love, and light into my life. I am grounded, radiant, and filled with positivity, creative energy. I surround myself with high vibes, divine light that uplifts and protects me. I love, honor, and accept myself completely. Now, you guys, feel free anytime I'm sharing affirmations or, things like this, is like you can rewrite it to what you need to hear. And I do recommend, taking your journal and writing some of these things in. Is like, what really will fill my soul and make me feel better and help me in releasing some of this stuff that I've been creating, that chaos in my mind. Now this one, you guys, I looked for a picture. I wanted a picture of somebody who was high-fiving themselves in the mirror, and this is the best I could find. It is actually a mirror picture, and this one is, okay, so we've talked about some mindset, feeling that chaos, feeling the overwhelm, whether it's the closets. And, a lot of times I heard a long time ago that your work environment, or like your desk or your bedroom, your closet, is a reflection of how you feel on the inside. And so I know for myself that when there's chaos going on in my mind, I'm not as good at getting up first thing and making my bed and making it nice and tight, and putting all the pillows and everything. I might just get up and just roll out and go. And I can always tell when I need to stop for a minute and kind of do an inventory of where are things feeling out of control or out of balance in my life, and then what can I do to choose to straighten it out or to start getting it back in order. Because when my house is in order, my mind is in order, I'm in order, and I feel so much better. So this one is kind of the mindset of, okay, I'm going to do this, like I'm ready. And there's something about this time of year when it's like, okay, open up the windows, let's let the fresh air in and clear out all the stagnant air that's been in the house. Let's go through and change the closet from all of the, sweaters and things like that to the blouses and the light and the colorful things. And so this blend here was created to let's get it done. Now this is in a 10 ml roller bottle, 8 drops of lemongrass. So what we know about lemongrass is emotionally, it is the essential oil that helps us to release the things that we have been holding on to. Now I want you to think of a hoarder. Now some of you guys may look at others and go, oh, they're a hoarder. They have, have you seen all the things that they carry around and, and all the stuff that's shoved in their closet? But hoarding can also be holding on to memories for a really long time. Now, if anybody here holds a grudge and it's been years, gosh, this roller bottle blend might be perfect for you. It's like, okay, lemongrass helps us to release the things that no longer serve us. And when we release those things, it opens up space for something better. Now, if we want to have more peace, we want to have more happiness, we want to have more joy, we want to have less chaos, guess what? In all things, in our house, in our mind, in our closets, in our refrigerators, we have to clean it out and get rid of that stuff so that we can make room for the new good stuff. Now, lemon is really one that shines here, is because lemon is that one for focus and uplifting and invigorates us. And then you add the peppermint with there, which is the essential oil for buoyant heart. Sometimes, you guys, just being able to release and let go of something really wakens up our heart, and it allows that space to be filled with something even better. Rosemary is in here because it's the essential oil for transition. Sometimes letting go of some of this stuff is difficult. Like, it can be almost like, who am I without this feeling, or without holding on to this past, or, going from a mullet to a new slick haircut. I mean, all of those things can be a little bit hard for us. And so rosemary is one of my favorite essential oils. It not only helps to support in the brain and the mind and the memory, but it helps us transition from what we knew to something new and something even better. So then once you have that roller bottle blend, you'll go ahead and top the bottle off with fractionated coconut oil, which is my favorite essential oil to use for blends and to use in any kind of recipes, because what I love most about it is it's lightweight, it won't clog your pores, and it will not go rancid. And there's no scent to it. So it really lets the essential oils in there shine and make it a really easy way to just have it to where we can put it on our skin and wear it like perfume. Now, if I'm getting ready to clean out some closets, I'm going to get things done. I'm going to, have my diffuser going with a certain blend. And this one I'm going to put on my wrists. I'm going to roll it on behind my ears and maybe down my neck a little bit. And I may apply it multiple times during a day. So say I've got a Saturday set aside, or, a Wednesday, and I'm just going to start in one room, one area, and I'm going to start cleaning out. I'm going to keep this going around me to keep my mind going in the forward direction. And I promise you guys, I'm so excited for when you guys do this, because you're going to feel so much lighter and so much better. Okay, so now we're going to talk about, how do we get started? Like, where do we even start on some of this stuff? So with your mindset, I want you to think of, how can we apply cleaning out a closet to cleaning out our mind? So the first thing is, like, you'll make 4 different piles. Now, you may take something like a journal or flashcards, or a piece of paper, and if you take your paper and you draw a line straight down the middle going horizontally, and then another one going vertically, you'll have 4 squares. Now, you can title your paper Keep, Donate or Release, Get Rid of or Burn, or Things I Get to Work on. And in the same mindset, we're going to take our closet, or maybe you're in your laundry room, maybe you're in your craft room, is make 4 piles or 4 areas that you can have. I'm keeping it. I love it. I wear it. It fits. And I feel like a 10 when I have it on. So when you're rating all of these different things, you can just hold something up and go, okay, on a scale from 1 to 10, is this a 1? Is it a 3? Is it a 10? If it's not a 8 or 9 or 10, I'm going, okay, it needs to go into a different pile. Only the 8s and above go to the keep. Now, when we're talking donate or release, okay, so these are things that, gosh, who am I without this thought? Everybody knows me as being, X, Y, or Z. Or if it's clothes, it's like, it's still really good. Some of these things have tags on them still, but it's not something that I've worn in years, or I've just been holding on to it for when I lose that 5 pounds or 10 pounds or 20 pounds or whatever it is. Or maybe, I paid a lot for it, and so I don't want to get rid of it. However, who do you know, or do you know anyone who, if this was their only sweater, would absolutely love it? Okay, so that's a donate pile. This is a release pile. Now the trash, okay, so I know, you guys, I'm guilty of this, and I promise today, when I get ready for bed, there is a pair of my pajamas that's going in the trash. They are my most comfortable pair of pajamas. I love wearing them. I look like a homeless person when I wear them because they're worn out, they've got holes, they're big, and I love it. But I don't like, it doesn't inspire me, and this needs to go into the trash. Now, when we are donating and giving things to people, gosh, look at it and say, would I buy this? And if you're not buying it, if it's, something that's taped together or whatever, then get rid of it. And then, of course, there's that fourth pile, which is like, oh, I'm not really sure. So, you guys, I'm somebody who loves costumes. I love dressing up for different occasions and holidays. And so I also have a costume box. And it's like, okay, those are maybes for me. Would this work in my costume box? Different things that go in different seasons of fashion or whatever. So I have that pile. What is your maybe pile? Those things that you're kind of unsure about. It's like, oh, I really like it. I loved it when I, was 5 pounds lighter, but I'm not sure about it now. Or maybe it's the wrong color for you. There are colors that make your little face light up that you look really, really good in. I mean, everyone here, you have a few things in your closet that every time you wear it, people say, you look so good. That color is so good on you. Those are the things that we keep. But if you feel like it washes you out, or you feel your energy feels like a 4 or 5, guess what? You need to get rid of it, or maybe hold on to it. But I'm going to say this is a great time to release. So that someday thinking, or the fear of letting it go, or maybe there's different memories that are attached to some of the things that we have around our house. I know when my kids were growing up, I was the mom who kept every picture, every test, everything that they did, and I had these huge Rubbermaids. And my idea was that I was going to put all this stuff into scrapbooks for them, and you know what? That didn't happen. So what ended up happening is one day I'm going through stuff and I'm showing my kids, and they're like, Mom, why are you holding on to that? And I was a little offended, I'm not going to lie, but I loved certain things. But what I did is, when I had this assignment to go in and kind of clear things out, or find out, is it the memories that I'm holding on to? Is it for me? Is it for them? If I were to die tomorrow, would my kids just get rid of it, or would they want to keep it? So I've been able to go through and kind of look at some of those things, and I ask myself those questions and be able to release. And then I have a pile, I have a box, Rubbermaid now for each one of them. And anything that I think is super special, I don't have a problem holding on to it for them, right? Because I like going through it too. But when they come over, we've gone through it and they've said they want it or don't want it, and I honor that. And I've held on to those things for them for when they have kids or whatever. But so I have an affirmation that I always love to kind of remind myself of. I release what no longer serves me, and I create space for something even better. And so as you guys are getting ready to go through some of these different release things, whether it's something, a mindset or a relationship, or things in your closet, I want you to come up with your own affirmation that will talk about, you holding on to things or being able to get rid of things. Another really great energy or closet, or clear the clutter in your closet, is go through your closet and turn all of the hangers backwards. So instead of pulling it right off towards you, flip that hanger around so that you have to kind of go the other direction. And then that's going to help you see the things that you're wearing on a more regular basis. So as you're wearing it, then you put it back in forward facing. And so then, in 6 months or 3 months or something, you can go back through and you can notice all of the hangers that are backward facing. And then you can consider for yourself, is this something that I'm ready to release or let go of? And you can also take those things and just make a, high five for yourself and say, I'm ready to donate this and bless someone else with it. And I want you guys to remember there are all kinds of organizations in your areas where you can take, clothing for children and you can donate it. You can, we have a project here where when kids get taken out of their homes, like in the middle of the night or foster care, or, and they literally leave with nothing. And isn't it great if you could know that when you are donating these gently used items, that somebody else is going to just be so grateful for having that in their space or be able to have that in their home. We also have different organizations that have clothing that they collect for women who are, in different situations for interviews or, work attire. And the things that, we're cluttering up our closets with, someone else, again, could really be benefit from. So I want you to think about that as you are, going through and doing stuff. Now, we're creating space. We're not creating, more places to store stuff. And let's see. So when we are creating space for something better, I want you to think of new opportunities, new energy, new experience, and new confidence. When we release, whether it's from our mind, an experience, a relationship, from the closets, it opens up those spaces so that we can have something better. It invites possibilities. So now I want to go into this picture, and I love the look of this. If I could just transport myself there right now, I would. What I love about it is the light that's coming in. It just feels so peaceful and so opening. And then we have the lock with the key. And I want you guys to just take a second, and if you can, if you're driving, of course, then don't do this, but if you can, I want you to just sit yourself on your seat, and I want you to feel your feet on the ground. And I want you to feel your bottom grounded into the chair, and your back leaning into the backrest. Now I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to imagine your closet. I want you to imagine it clean and organized. I want you to imagine that there's plenty of space, that everything has its place, and you can easily go and find something because everything is in order. I want you to imagine your mind feeling the same way. That it's clear, it's focused. I want you to take a deep breath in, and I want you to breathe it out. And with that exhale, I want you to think about releasing all of the things that may be holding you back, that may be feeling overwhelming. One of the things I love you guys to do is making a list, taking my paper and just writing down what are the things that I want to get done. And I will do like this week, today, this month. And it really is a great way for me to organize some of those thoughts so that I'm not feeling overwhelmed and thinking about them all the time. Now, as you're still feeling super clear in your mind, and you're able to focus more on things that really bring you joy and happiness, you feel peaceful. I want you to ask yourself, what would you welcome into your life if space was available? What would you want more of? I should have had you all grab an oil as we started that so that you could anchor that scent into that feeling of just being 100% free. Now you can open your eyes again, and I want you to look at this keyhole with this key. You hold the key of what's on the other side. Are you choosing more peace? Are you choosing more clarity? Are you choosing more calm? Now, I want you guys to take on this challenge that I'm going to recommend. And that is that you set a timer, whether it's for 3 or 4 minutes or 15 minutes. And I want you to start small. And the reason I'm having it just be a few minutes is because as you get better at doing this task, you'll be able to expand the time and you'll be able to have more effort and more intention. But while we're just getting started, I want you to think of, okay, one place in your home or in your mind, maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's just taking 3 minutes to just be quiet and still and sitting on the porch, just absorbing some sunshine. But I want you to start decluttering one small space. Oh gosh, can we do it? Maybe it's even less often, and instead of every day for 3 or 4 minutes or 15 minutes, maybe it's every Monday. And you just start being super intentional on what do I get to declutter. I want you to celebrate the small things. So I remember years ago, my goal was, I was going to clean out the garage. And you guys, our garage was full of all kinds of things, years and years of living there with kids, and stuff just gets piled because we don't have time. And when I'd look at clearing out my garage, it was overwhelming. And I thought, oh, I have way too many things. Like, it's going to take me all day. Well, then I had a hard time finding the time to get it all done, because once I started, I wanted to finish. Well, what the challenge was just every time you get out of your car and you're walking into the house, take something with you and put it away. And then when you come back, take something and put it away or dispose of it. And you guys, over a period of time, what I noticed was all of those small things added up to big things. And I was able to really take care of stuff. So I've taken that little task or that challenge, and now I've duplicated it. So if I'm sitting at the table and there's some dishes that need to be put away or in the sink, then I take them right then on that trip. And then maybe I'm going to the bathroom and I pass by my shoes that are on the floor. So I'll pick them up and I take them, put them away on my way. So I just make sure that I am mindful in clearing out some of that clutter. Now, as far as the mindset goes, is like I mentioned a minute ago, is saying, okay, for 3 minutes, I'm going to go sit outside and just sit in the sun with no phone, no noise, no TV, no news, and just really give my mind a chance to have peace and calm. What happened when I started that challenge was the more time in peace that I had with no noise or no chatter, the more my mind wanted. And I was somebody who had to have constant chaos. Like if I was working on a project, I'd have the TV in the background going. Or if I was working on a project, I would have, the radio going, and I would turn it up and really loud, because I was afraid of having that stillness in my mind because of this rabbit hole, and that my mind would start to spiral. Well, again, over time of practicing small moments of peace, my mind wanted more. And now there's many, many, many times when I will be working in my yard or doing tasks around the house and I have nothing, no noise at all. And what I have discovered is I have more peace. And it's been such a great gift. And I hope that some of those things you guys will be able to take away from this class. Okay, so remember to use your essential oils, whether you're diffusing them or making them into a roller bottle. You can make them into a spray, but get them out. Look at the ones that light you up, that make you feel happy. You don't have to use the recipes that I gave you. You can create your own. Celebrate your progress. Those small steps are big steps. They turn into big things over time. Just decide where you want to start. Is it maybe it's organizing a drawer. Maybe it's organizing a closet. And then just remember to stay focused. In order for us to experience more peace and joy, we must first release the chaos. Okay, so tonight we talked a little bit about essential oils and how they can support us, but we talked a whole lot about mindset and decluttering all of the chaos. One of the things that I love about doTERRA is our ability to earn free product. You guys, if you're new here or just getting started or just curious, I want to introduce you to our rewards program. Once you have a wholesale membership, you have the opportunity to purchase using rewards. With rewards, you can earn anywhere from 10% to 30% back in points over time. Those points are just like doTERRA Cash. You can turn them in for product all the time. And I love doing that. I just turned in 600 points for a free product. And part of it was I was looking at some of the essential oils that were just on sale with doTERRA celebrating their 18 years in business. So if you're watching this replay, it's no longer happening, but and they were already discounted at 18%. And I turned in a whole bunch of points for some of those oils like lemon so that I would be able to give them away as a promotion with something else I'm working on. You guys, I love being able to order this way. It is a great way for me to get free shipping, points back for every dollar that I spend. I love that I can set my rewards order and just forget it, and that stuff is going to be delivered directly to my home. I want to say thank you for joining us tonight. And every Tuesday we have a Zoom. You can find these recordings in our VIP Facebook group, Good Vibes, or you can also find it on our YouTube channel. I encourage you guys to invite your friends and family to join us. And if you ever want to share a class, let us know because we have those recordings that we can guide you in the right direction. I'm going to go ahead and stop my share and see if anybody has any questions or any thoughts that they would like to share with us tonight. Any recipes, any tips, anything that you guys have for this topic or any other question?
I loved your suggestion on lime and spearmint and wild orange. I diffuse lime, spearmint, and rosemary a lot when I'm decluttering. In fact, we did it this weekend too, and then we spritzed it in the air as we were doing it, and it's a game changer. So if anyone thinks that diffusing wouldn't help with the declutter, with your mind declutter as well, it's huge.
I love it. What's your favorite blend for cleaning out, whether it's emotions or around your house?
Ironically enough, lemongrass. Lemongrass helps a lot, and then lemon, because I think I just go back to that cleansing phase, I guess, when I was younger. But I love lemongrass when I am doing that kind of thing, and then I love lemon and Air X.
Love that. Thank you so much, Sarah. Um, Also, let's see, is that Amy? Amy from down under. I was going, holy cow, there she is, our friend from Australia. And so I saw your question come up if AirX is in Australia, and I'm pretty sure it is because it was created when Australia had all those fires. And it's a really, really good blend. And so I can look for you too, Amy, just to make sure if it's there or not. So good to see you here. Love it. Okay, do we have anyone else who would like to come on and add any value or have any questions for us tonight?
I'm just going to say something really quick. So with some of the blends that you've shared, Haley, the one that is Air X, I know you've added a couple other things, and it's like my bubble or bubble spray. I have watched people just thinking about how these oils support us emotionally too. I've seen people walk in the store and us spray an oil, the bubble spray specifically, just have them close their eyes and kind of think about washing, that it's just washing things away. So I look forward to, I mean, who doesn't want to keep their bubble nice and clear and organized, so it's our pretty perfect space. So I know I put in the chat, I was going to use a couple of the blends that you told us about to do pre-gaming, if you will. And I pulled a whole drawer out in one of my rooms and I just dumped it and was going to start going through it. And I thought, okay, thought I was going to do it on my own. And I kept finding excuses because I wasn't diffusing oils. And now I've got our bubble spray going in my diffuser because I also just want that space to be cleansed. I want it to be clean. What I put back in there, that I'm putting it back with the intention of it is going to be used, and I'm not going to forget it, and I'm not going to mistreat it by not using these items that I have and I just tuck away. So
Love it. I love it, Tammy. Those are such great tips. And as you were talking, I was thinking about some of the resources and books that I've used over the years. And so, as I come on here and I teach classes, so much of it has been from lessons learned or journeys traveled or experiences that we get to grow through. And I remember going through Desiree DeLuna, her Fabulous and Free and Be Fabulous or I Am Fabulous workshops and books. And we actually did a couple of those locally where we would have like a 2 or 3 hour workshop, and we have, release and let it go. And one of her blends is called Release the Baggage. Anybody ever feel like they're carrying around baggage from the past or relationships or whatever? I also have a book by Dr. Lawton and Rebecca Hinsey called Living Healthy, Happily Ever After. You guys, it's a really, really great book that they kind of walk through the different transitions of holding on to things and why do we hold on to things. And I talked about, you might have a sweater, that you had from many, many, many years ago and you just can't get rid of it. Or somebody special bought something for you and you're holding on to it. And in a lot of cases, I'm the same. Like, I love to hold on to things, relationships, or maybe something that someone has said to me. Gosh, how many of us hold on to that stuff? You could have somebody that you could rate on a scale of 1 to 10 as a 1, and yet they said something to you and you've held on to what they said. And so, it's like, okay, that release, that I get to release it and let go of it. Why is this something that is so sticky for me? Another book that I absolutely love is called Feelings, Buried Alive, Never Die by Carol Truman. This is Boyd Truman's mother, and her book talks about things that we've held on to and how they manifest in our bodies. And I've done a lot of research and a lot of work on the emotions and essential oils, the body keeps score, the emotion code, feelings buried alive, never die, and how these things can manifest if we don't learn how to release and let go of them. Our body holds on to it and it causes dis-ease to happen over time. So some of us may be resistant to letting go. We don't know how to let go. And there's a lot of things, you guys. We have a great network of people and resources that have, not only helped myself transition through different things, and often I felt, gosh, I wish I would have known this when. I wish I'd had this tool when. And I'm going to relate back to what Sarah was saying about essential oils. And it's like music playing. So when you're going, oh, can it really make a difference diffusing lemongrass, AirX, or Zendocrine, or some of these purify? When you look up the emotional benefits, and I hope you all have the emotions book, what do I want to feel more of? And you look up that oil, and then you think, gosh, does it really work for diffusing it or wearing it? And I'm going to say yes. And I want you to relate it to hearing your favorite song. No matter where you are, no matter what's happening around you, your favorite song comes on from high school where everybody was dancing and having fun, and you have a little smile that comes up and you want to dance and sing. And the same thing can happen with a song that is maybe a little bit more mellow and grounding. And it takes you to that place of, I just feel like I want to be, asleep and cuddled in a blanket right now. And the essential oils can do exactly the same thing. So, all right, you guys, anybody else have anything that they'd like to add to tonight's class? Well, hopefully you guys are taking away a few nuggets, and pay it forward. Talk about it forward. Let people know all the benefits. I think Alicia is trying to. Oh, nope, she's not. She's going. I'm out of here. Goodbye, you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for joining, and we will see you next time. Have a good one.